Yeah, we're
Yes, we're live.
live.
I love this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live chat today. We are streaming on TikTok on the Mommy's channel. We're streaming on StreamYard to YouTube. And look, we're growing on this channel because we want to reach as many people as possible. And very soon we'll be streaming on Instagram. So, guys, stay tuned to us because we didn't come here to play. We're here to change the face of education. We're here to change perceptions on education. We're here to add color and diversity to education, and we want to do it in the right way. If you're here with us today, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for giving us your time. Guys, if you see us, I'm sure if you can see us on YouTube, for those on TikTok, they can't see me, but I'm sure you can see your mommy. Even when we're tired and we're crawling on the floor, like when lesson plans, observations,
Scheme of
work
work.
is piling and trying to give us some goosebumps, we decide that, look, we are still coming here to come and share the nuggets with you guys. Tea, as Gen Z will call it, we come here to share the tea because this tea needs to be shared. It needs to be spilled. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be examined. Wherever there's darkness, we are here to throw light. So thank you for being with us as we throw light on all the things that affect us if you look like us. Today's topic, mommy, how do you feel about this topic?
I'm actually very excited. You dropped something on YouTube on Friday. For guys on TikTok, Janet dropped something on Friday on her channel, Diaspora Doodles. She talked about the differences between curriculum. I think it was international curriculum and then the other
National,
curriculum. Yes,
yes.
yes, and national curriculums. Yes. So she in fact go and watch that video. Is very impactful. So when she did that video, I was like, and we saw something recently online. It was because of the work we had at hand. We should have done this live session like 2 Sundays ago. So we saw
Yes.
something online about children. One, it was dropped on Instagram first, whereby someone said their child came from Nigeria and then got here, couldn't. Okay, the child could read probably 1 to 1,000. I can't really remember vividly now, but got here, could not read 1 to 100, blah blah blah, and all that. And then the person was so worried. The curriculum abroad is bad and all that. So, well, that's one left. We saw that, we discussed on that privately. And then
Mm-hmm.
another one came on TikTok, whereby parents came out to come, and it was just like they shamed that the child, whereby the
Yes.
child failed GCSE and all that. And we are here to talk about it. We are not here to come and abuse any parents, or we're
No.
just here to come and enlighten people that have this mentality or have this sort of abroad the curriculum is somehow curriculum back home is better. My child could read 1 to 1 to millions before. Now my child
Impact.
could not do that. So we are here to enlighten you guys today about the differences in curriculum.
Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. Um, this topic is quite emotional for me because we will get to that part. So, guys, just stay with us. We will get to that part where you will know why it is emotional for me. Let me not start crying now online because this topic is something that I have struggled with all of my life. It might be one of the reasons why I became a teacher and why I've gone around the world to see what people do in different parts of the world. Why is it different from us? Why are we the ones that carry it on our head as if we're going to easy do or die affair? For goodness sake, if you watch that video that Omomi was referencing, the video I dropped on Friday, I ended it by saying teaching is not brain surgery. If you don't get it the first time, you've learned something. You know, okay, I've tried it this way, it didn't work this way. I will go back, look at my mistakes, and this is why we talk about reflection. And then I'll do it again in a better way. The same thing happens to the children. If the children come in and they don't know what to do. It's not brain surgery. Brain surgery is the one where if you don't do it right, the person will die or the person will unalive. Let me not say that before YouTube will put a stamp on me. I have to learn this lingo. I'm still in my teacher head. But you know what I mean? The person will not make it. So that is brain surgery. Teaching is different. And one of the biggest things I teach children in my classroom is mistakes help us learn. One of the first things I do in my first week of behavior management, telling them what I need them to do, telling them, I said, just come into my class with an open mind, come in with the attitude that you are going to live here and you've learned something new.
Yeah.
When I say learn something new, it doesn't mean that they're going to go and they will learn calculus and go home that they know. It might be a case of, oh, I learned that you don't multiply this way, it doesn't work. Or this way of multiplication doesn't work for me. And I would learn another way of multiplying. Isn't that why they say there are different ways into a market, as they say in Nigeria? So, yeah, this topic is a sore one. And we've built up these our live sessions to this, right, Amomi? We've talked about
Yeah.
sitting plan,
Yes.
we've talked about lesson plans, we've
Mhm.
talked about parents' attitude, we've talked about how culture differences. If you bring a child from your home country to a different country, expect the child to have an adjustment period, just like you are adjusting, the child will be adjusting.
Yeah. Mhm.
Now, we've talked about it in the eyes of a teacher. We've also talked about it through the eyes of a parent. And these are some of the things that we need to take account of. As you are struggling in a new country, all these countries I travel to, it's not as if it's smooth sailing all the time. Sometimes I'm in the classroom 7 months, they've not processed my visa because I'm from Nigeria.
Mhm.
Because the school might be used to processing visas for people from different countries where the passport is easier. It's just one, so they don't need to prove anything. They know that if they misbehave, their government will come and pick them. They are afraid to process my visa because they
Mm.
know if I misbehave, my government will not come and pick me up. So there are more checks and balances that they have to go through. Same way that I'm struggling in that country with all those things, the children too are struggling. Mommy, what was it like the first day you entered the class and you saw that you were the only black person there?
Uh, you can see I'm smiling. I don't even know what to say.
I can tell, I feel you from inside my heart. It's a daunting process, and it takes us adults time to get used to it. Every morning at the door, I remember my first teaching experience. When I get to the gates of the school, I'll first of all take a deep breath and go, okay, here goes. Like I'm still. So you can imagine a child going into school where you are not you are not the one impacting knowledge, you are the one receiving. And if you don't receive it properly, it will show. And this is where the parents come in. And this is why we have this topic.
Mm.
Stop shaming your kids over the curriculum. They are finding it hard when you cross from a national curriculum to an international curriculum, or coming from the national curriculum in your country to another national curriculum in another country. It's a different, there's no school that just stands on its own. No, the culture of the place comes into the school. So the child is learning concepts, the child is learning culture, the child is learning how to even talk to them. Sometimes you talk to them, yes, we speak English in Nigeria, but the English we speak in Nigeria, we know is different from the English that we speak here. I always tell my husband, you guys came to our country to teach us English, and then you
Yeah.
went and the English changed. But you did not tell us that it has changed. There are some things, when I was growing up, fruit is something you eat. But if you come to the UK today and you say you call someone that, you are going straight to jail.
Mm.
So you can imagine me coming and saying, in Nigeria, we say you are a pepper fruit, and we laugh because it's not a joke. I come here and I say you are a pepper fruit, I'm going to jail. So not only am I quiet because I don't know what to say, I'm
See?
also thinking, Which one, in all that time of me thinking, what should I say? What should I learn? What should I do? Somebody's teaching me physics in that language that I'm trying to think, is this right? Is this not right? What did he say? What did he say? What did he hear? Guys, these children are doing a lot.
Hmm.
We as teachers, it's as if we are standing on both sides. We have one leg in Africa because that's where we are from and we understand the culture. But we're our leg on the other side, where we have planted it, is starting to get strong, and we can see the differences.
Yeah.
These children are doing a lot.
Yeah.
These children are doing so much. The worst thing you can do to a child that is already doing too much is to shame the child.
Yes.
Olodonye, as they say in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
more anything. Who? It was in Nigeria. I knew 1 to 1,000. Momo, I will send you back to Nigeria now. You're on the next flight. How many times have we seen African memes of African dads? And the people are laughing at about it. But think about the child on the other side listening to that. Because the child is trying his best in the classroom. It's not as if they lay red carpet for the child as soon as the child comes. The teacher
Mm-hmm.
is coping with 30 children. I can provide help, but you have to do something. The child is young, he doesn't understand. The whole thing is as if we throw him inside the sea. Then he will go home where he's supposed to find shelter and love and support. We'll be hearing, I will send you back to Nigeria. You don't know anything. No, guys, we can't do this to our children. Okay, as you guys are getting very quickly, so I'm just going to allow mommy to talk now because this is a very emotional topic for me. Very emotional topic for me.
Yeah. Well, I understand you, and that is why we are bringing this up today. When we were discussing this, I think some minutes ago before we went live, I told
Yeah.
Janet that um, some parents didn't help their children, even from different countries, even where we were back home. Some of our parents would be like, "If you fail, don't come back home." A child
Yes.
asked me that, I think about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, a teenager asked me that. What if your parent tells you that if you don't pass, don't come back home? And then I had to explain to that teenager that your parents love you, they love you very much, but it's just from the heart of, I've paid so much for this, please don't come back home. But parents, your child might not even understand what you're trying to say. Okay, your child might actually believe, oh, if I fail, I'm not coming back home. I just, yeah, I'm not coming back home. So fine is not, it's painful when you see your child not doing too good in the classroom, or probably your child has gone through an examination, probably a GCSE exam, A levels, and your child didn't do well in that examination or didn't do enough in that examination. Because this story we just talked about the one on TikTok and all that. I think the girl even had a GCSE grade of 6 or something,
Yes.
which is fair enough. Yeah, which is not that bad. With that, she can go to the college. She can still do her GCSE again, and then she.
Yes.
I told Janet, I said I will share this on live, in which I'm going to share now. Fine, I am where I am today by the grace of God. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree in education. I'm a licensed teacher in the UK. My first work in Nigeria, I had only Yoruba language.
And your parents didn't kill you because if not, you will not be here today.
Which is just, if you don't understand what WAEC is, which is equivalent to GCSE. Imagine you having just an irrelevant subject in your GCSE. Yeah, because which university would I go to with just Yoruba language?
Yeah.
Every other thing is either D7, which is I think a 3 GCSE band, level 3 here in the UK, or E8. My physics was E8. Chemistry, I think, I can't even remember. But I remember vividly that I had only Yoruba language. Someone is saying on TikTok, Olodo. Yeah. So what happened was that I think also did NECO. My NECO also, I think, came out, and I think I had few subjects also. That was even better. I had few subjects fair enough. I was enrolled for for GCE. There's something we call GCE in Nigeria. That one, it was not released with the Nigerian whatever. It wasn't released, so I had to do WAEC again the following year. And the funniest part was when I was doing WAEC, like a main WAEC, which is equivalent to GCSE. Just imagine you're here, you were doing your GCSE, and your parents already enrolled you for another GCSE of next year. That was
Yes.
what that was what my mom did. She said, "You can never see, you can never tell." I was so hungry. I was like, "Do you think I will fail? Do you think?" When my results came out, she was like, "Imagine I have not enrolled you for GCS for the next WAEC."
But that's support. That's a parent supporting you.
Yeah,
Yes, you don't like it, but she's trying to preempt just in case something happens. That's a supporting parents. Did she tell Instagram? We didn't have Instagram then and TikTok and
Facebook.
everything. Did she tell Facebook?
Or did she even go to probably the church member? There's some parents that will go to that extent and tell your pastor that imagine your child did not pass. My mom even told me, don't tell your friends. Some of my friends don't does not know this. Probably while watching this, they will be like, oh, so she didn't even pass then. She told me, yeah, don't tell your friends, don't tell anybody. When they ask you about your result, just tell them good.
That is it. That is the kind of support that made me become a teacher or mom. When you told me, I first broke down and I almost started crying. Because you know something, my case was totally different. It was the total opposite. Total opposite. And today, I still love my mom from the bottom of my heart. But let me tell you, you know how Unilag, their cutoff mark is always stupidly high. Unilag, OAU, IFE, UNN, ABU is still good. Ahmadu Bello University, Bayero University, Kano, they're still good. They still understand that people can still, good can still come out of Israel. Do you understand? Our cutoff mark was 242. I had 238. So I didn't make medicine. The whole neighborhood heard. The whole neighborhood heard. And somewhere deep down in my heart, I have struggled with that for such a long time. This was 1994. The whole neighborhood heard. Ah, this is how she has repaid me, was what I heard. Not, my daughter, you had 238 because the cutoff mark for Unilag was high, stupidly high that year because so many people were trying to get into medicine in Unilag. 242. I had 238. I could have taken that 238 and gone to ABU was 180. 180 was the cutoff mark for medicine in ABU, but I hadn't chosen medicine in ABU. So it would have had to do with a bit of moving things around, doing one or two things. We're Nigerians, we know how far. But I stayed at home. I stayed at home. In fact, that's how I ended up at ECOMA and Bruce Ali University because there was no support. It was a case of, I've done my best for you. You can't get into medicine. I'm not going to beg anybody. I'm not going cap in hand to go and beg anyone. And I'm telling you, everybody who entered my house after my results came heard about what I had done. Everybody heard. Look at her. That's if I mistakenly even, I was getting older, trying to put makeup on. I was learning about life, myself, the world, because all through that, before I wrote my exam, all I did was book. People who want to go for medicine, all you do is book.
Yeah.
Everybody who entered my house, if I mistakenly take the cup from one side and put it in, that's how you do. That's
Mhm.
why you got 238. Your mates are entering medicine. Yes, all my friends got into medicine. One of them is a heart surgeon today in New York. He works at Cedar Sinai or Sinai. Yeah. There's another one. Obi is in Europe here. She's all my classmates that were my friends are all doctors today. I'm a teacher, and that's why I came on YouTube to tell the whole world I am a teacher and I am killing it. I
Yeah.
am doing my best to change the world in the way I changed the world. Can you imagine if I just had a little bit of support? Just a little bit. We're not asking for too much. Oh yeah, sorry now, you didn't get it. You write it next year.
Yeah.
If there was Facebook, 1994, Facebook had not come. Thank God. If not, it would you guys will still be watching it till today. Because anything that goes on the internet never goes away. You guys will still be watching it. Maybe if there was TikTok, then they would have been I love my mother, but she's of that old school kind of generation where you fail, you fail.
Mm.
And everybody needs to hear because they want to show the world that they are not supporting bad behavior. What is bad
Mm.
behavior? In me trying my best. Because let's face it, we are trying our best in the classroom. As a teacher, I try my best every day. Do I deliver every day? I don't think so. But do I give it my best? Yes, I do, 150%. And people who know me know how hard I work in the classroom. That child blessing today, plus the guy in Europe, he came out on TikTok. Apart from the blessing experience, there's another guy in Europe here. And anytime I see all those kind of things, because I'm in the education line, when I all those kind of things are on my For You page, and when I see it, it gives me PTSD. It takes me back to 1994 and me putting in my best. Let's not forget that JAMB does negative marking. Nobody
Mm.
wanted to at that point in time that JAMB does negative marking. So if they remove their negative marking, in fact, I would have gotten maybe 270. Who those parents came online and imagine Omomi and I almost at the same time we talked about it like, oh my goodness. So where Omomi's experience is different, my experience is totally different. She got support and look at how far she has come today. I didn't get support, but am the kind of person who is stubborn. So I went to microbiology at Ambrosali University. I did not run that university down. It was the university of life, and it taught me so many things. But if I could go back and turn back the hands of time, every morning I wake up, oh, if only I could go back. Can you imagine doing that to a child?
Mm.
Let's even break it down. We've talked about sitting plan. We've talked about lesson plan. If your child has been working on the red group all through his educational life, how do you expect him to come out with nines? That's nine in the UK is equivalent to A1. How? If your child has been working on orange group all his life, how do you expect him to suddenly do GCSE and come out on the green group?
Magic.
Those are the kind of parents that will come into you would ask them, come and let me show you where your child is now, so that you will me and you will help the child. Those parents are the ones that they will not come because the way they were quick to go on social media to go and expose this child. I see them as the kind of parents that they are more interested in shiny objects,
Mm.
shiny things. Let's quickly go and talk. They took her phone. You came on social media to come and shame your child. Your child. And that is a lot of it has a lot to do with how I bring up my children today. I allow them to make mistakes. I give them my salary as soon as it enters my account, and I tell them, I want you to learn how to budget, but in a safe environment. I have savings, so if you make a mistake with my salary, we can survive. But you need to make this mistake because mistakes help us learn. So what? We see on if those of you who live in the UK, you see how when GCSE results come out or A level results come out, these people, these colored people, they say, I got a 4.
Mhm.
So excited. I got
Yeah.
a 4.
Yeah.
Please, 4 is P8 when we're still using P8. I don't know what it is now. In Nigerian, in WAEC, is it D8, D7? That is 4. That is you squeeze yourself in before they close the tray. You just quick enter. Maybe with 2 points or 3 points set that you used to enter. If not, it's F that you will get.
Mm.
But they come out and they are doing well. And we
Yeah.
are all coming to their countries today
Mm.
to give our children a better life. But when we are coming to their countries today to give our children a better life, we do not sit down and think about all the things that come into place to support these children that makes the system work.
Yeah.
Counting 1 to 1,000 in your country. Is that what they do here? What do I do want to do with counting 1 to 1,000 when I don't know what birthday is my next birthday? In 5 years' time, do I know what birthday I will be celebrating? But I can count 1 to 1,000. They
Mm.
do applicable things here. And the teachers call, please come in so that we can explain. Some people are chasing shift. Some people are, look, I totally understand. If they don't chase that shift, there will be no roof over their head. But still come home with a grain of empathy for these children who also go out. Just because they are not working doesn't mean that they are not working. In my video, I said coming from one national curriculum to another national curriculum is hard, totally hard. My children have gone through schooling in 9 countries. Was I using them for an experiment? Maybe. Was I using them to learn more about how to support them? Maybe. Did my children have setbacks along the way? Maybe. But instead of using it to flog them, those setbacks to flog them, I used it to understand how to support them. Am I perfect? Probably not. Because my son would tell me when I first came out of Nigeria, I was like a Nigerian mom. Now I'm not even a British mom or an American mom or an Australian. I'm just in a category of my own. I say yes because I've learned so many different things. I've picked things from so many different cultures. When you move into people's culture, you have to learn their culture because that culture goes into the classroom. The first time I had to teach Henry VIII is something that they teach in the curriculum in the UK. I I didn't know Henry VIII. I went into the classroom and I remember teaching the children that Henry VIII had 8 wives. The children told me, no, miss, he has 6 wives. They sang the song for me. Divorced, beheaded, killed, divorced, beheaded, survived. They were teaching me in the class. How do they know? Because it's something they do on Saturday. Maybe they take them to the class.
Yes.
Maybe they go into a restaurant and the restaurant is themed the Tudor kings. They see it. They might not say we are teaching you this, but there's something they've seen over and over and over. So it's easy for them to remember it when the teacher talks about it in the classroom. That is a national curriculum. They are talking about the country and everything to do with that country. We come, we bring children from Nigerian national curriculum. There's nothing wrong with the Nigerian national curriculum when you stay there. But when
Yeah.
you move to the national curriculum for England and Wales, then you have to change your thinking. They
Mm.
don't do 1,000 here. No, 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 no. In fact, by the time my son was in year two, they were just moving them to 1 to 100. Year two, primary two.
Yeah.
We've had a live before where somebody said her child is writing and she's 4 years old. And we all screamed. Oyin was one on that live that day. We all screamed. We're like, how? And yet we tell people to write CVs and personal statements and they cannot write it. Those are the things they do here. They teach them how to have applicable skills. Can I apply it? If I can't apply 1 plus 1, then I can't move to 1 plus 2. I have to understand how to use my 1 plus 1 in a way that it will help me in my life. In the country where I come from, is all book. What did you say today, Amumi? There was something she said I loved. I almost wet
I said la cram la pour la forget. Soraya will know this.
in fact, I have to crest it and have a mug. La cram, la
La
pour,
pour la forget.
get. That's what that is. Should we be saying this on a public site? Yes, because unless we throw light into the darkness, we cannot see. And we as teachers who have come from that system and we have had to learn this new system, for me, I've learned it 9 times. 9 times. I know that it is not easy. In one of my videos, I said I was teaching the children about Massachusetts because in the US, they learn about the different states. They don't want to know what is happening outside of their borders. So it is their national curriculum. They don't call it a national curriculum because each state handles it. So that means if you go to New Jersey and you learn to be a teacher in New Jersey, when you go to the DMV area or you go to New York, you will learn how to do it there because it's a different curriculum because they believe their country is too big for them to force one curriculum on it. Me, I was teaching them about Massachusetts. I was in Texas teaching them about Massachusetts because the Texas curriculum is they learn about the different states. What happened to me? I was trying to tell them, this Worcester that is in Massachusetts is.
Sorry, I need to read this. Someone says on TikTok that back home we learn the book and start to learn about life when we finish our education.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Then it means that we are going to school twice because instead of
Mm,
learning it concurrently as it's happening, go and practicalize it as it's
yeah.
happening. That is why,
Mhm.
Mommy, can you ever submit a lesson plan that doesn't have the three different types of learners? Kinesthetic, audio, visual. We've talked about that. To tell you the truth, all our life has been heading to this life today.
Mhm.
Because if
Yeah.
you we've talked about the different things separately, but today we are putting it together. If you are learning speed, they will take you outside, you will get into a car, they will drive fast, they will come back slow. When is the time to be learning 1 to 1,000 in order one? When we are
Mm.
learning practical. And that is why I will tell this anybody who went to ECMA, please watch this. The first time in my microbiology course, because I ended up in microbiology because I couldn't get into medicine. The first time we saw a microscope. I'm doing microbiology in case I didn't say that before. The first time I saw a microscope was in my final year when I was doing my placement in Jos. I went to
All
Ambush.
right, did we see microscope? Because she's my colleague from the uni. She's on TikTok. She's a teacher in Scotland. Did we see microscope?
Of course not.
Oh Lord.
My friend Ajiri, because when they now put the slides on the table for us and say, okay, we're in final year, we're doing final placement before we go into the world to go and learn. They put slides on the table. They say, okay, guys, so, and they were talking, blah, 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 because National Veterinary Research Institute is not run by the Nigerian government. It's a Nigerian collaboration with the US, United Nations, and I was so lucky to get my placement there because I thought I will finally learn something about this microbiology so that it will not all be lost. My mother had not stopped talking about my medicine. Hey, àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ka medicine, microbiology ló ń kà. Do you understand? Every day. Olamide, if you are watching this, you will corroborate this story for me. Jennifer, if you are watching this, you will. In fact, everybody who knows me, you can corroborate this story for me. My mom is old school. If you do not do what you are supposed to do, she believes that she should tell the world so that you will change, so that everybody will help her talk to you and you will change. How it, I make it make sense, I don't understand. I'm not here to run her down. I love her, like I said, from the bottom of my heart. And she's from that generation. But we need to start changing. Back to the microscope stuff. They gave us microscope. All of us today we were looking. I looked at my friend to see whether, let me see whether she's touching it so that me too, I will know what to touch. Final year microbiology. I looked at the other friend. I said, Wahala deal. Today is going to. Then I now thought, you know what? Let me even touch it. If it breaks, I know that I'm going to be their slave for the rest of my life because they've told us that that microscope costs millions. I now tried to touch it. One of them hit my hand. What? Your papa get money? No touch am o. Ajiri, if you are watching this today, I'm exposing you because this is my friend Ajiri. We were in the same class. She slapped my hand. Pwah! She said, your papa get money? No touch am o. If you break am nko. This is final year of microbiology. But if you ask me to recite gram-positive, gram-negative microorganisms. If you want me to recite everything about in fact, microbiology, the person who invented microbiology, I can tell you everything from my head. But here I was, we're looking at an onion slide for us to determine which cells were enlarged because they soaked it in water. We could not do it. This is something that my year fours did when we were doing plant cells. Year four, primary four. And the children were touching it, they were making mistakes, but they were doing it. If you compare me, that can cram the full textbook from beginning to end, and them, it looks as if I know a lot. But they can do a lot. I cannot do. I could not distinguish an Abiola, if you are watching this, I hail you. Abiola and I went to Ekuma, and she's in the UK now. She's a fantastic scientist, but she went back and started the course all over again in the UK. She said she went to the UK to do her master's, but she knew from inside her heart because if there's one thing about the UK, they make you do self-reflection a lot. She sat down and caught sense for herself and said, the best thing is for her to go and start all over again because she's enjoying it. But there were so many things that her classmates knew that she didn't know. So she found a way, went back, and now she works with a pharmaceutical company. She's a brilliant, because she's now able to put all that theoretical knowledge with practical knowledge that she learned in the UK.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So imagine if when she starts doing the practical knowledge in the UK, somebody's expecting her to quote all the different gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. She will not be able to because they are doing it step by step.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we as teachers, this is why we are preaching on these YouTube streets, on these TikTok streets, on these Instagram streets. Please, let's come into teaching. We know where we are coming from. And as we enter this teaching here, we are learning and we are seeing, our children will not cope, because as we are learning it, we are seeing all the things that they will not have, that we need to scaffold for them.
Mm-hmm.
Guys.
Oh Lord, take a deep breath.
This is a really emotional topic for me. It's yeah.
So parents, we can do better, a lot better than this. Faye says it is well, Jay. Yeah, we can do better than this. We can really do better than this. Well, those parents probably they don't have the knowledge, and that is why we're here this evening to come and talk about it. I can remember back home, my children were going to a sort of a British curriculum school then. I think I've said it once on this live session. I constantly go to the proprietress because she's a licensed teacher in the UK before moving back to Nigeria to set up our own school. So I was like, 5 years old, they should be able to do this. She was the one that actually sat me down and said, no, we don't work at this pace. No, we don't do cram. Because then with my own I'm not an early years teacher, but in primary school, we'll be like 2 times 1, 2 times. We don't do that. You can remember last week I sent Jay has a WhatsApp group, Telegram group. I also have one. Last week I had to send my daughter's assignments, as old as I am, with the knowledge I have. I had to say, for those of you that say they don't do anything here in the UK, they just go there to go and watch TV. I sent my daughter's assignments on the WhatsApp group for mathematics teacher to solve for us. She's in year 3, which is primary 3.
Primary 3.
It was Janet's mathematics teacher and others that had to solve that problem for us. Oh Lord, forgive. I'm a mother.
Yes, please. And we are understanding parents. So
Oh Lord. Can you please go, please?
hi, darling. Let us say hi.
Okay, come and say hi, and there you go. After this, we have how many minutes? We have 15 minutes. I'll come and see you in 15 minutes. Say hello. Hello. Hi. TikTok. Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. 15 minutes. I'll come and do that. Thank you.
They'll say, who is this woman always stealing my mother on Sunday? Who is this?
Oh Lord. So yeah, what was I saying now? I've forgotten.
He's behind you. Hello, my
Oh,
darling.
say hello. Oh my goodness.
Let her join us. We're talking about them. Please.
Okay, come and join us then. Then we'll talk about yam. How would you want
Yes.
7:44? Can you go? Can you go? Thank you.
Hello, darling. Do you want to tell them something?
Yeah, we're talking about you. What do you do in school?
Mhm.
She's in
Yes.
nursery.
Yes. She
And
came
in
back from
nursery,
she came
yes.
back from school
Torayo
on the
is a,
first day. She was happy.
she was so happy. Yeah, Torayo is an early years teacher. I don't know if she's still online, so she will be able to talk about that. Well, she's hiding. She's hiding on TikTok.
Our own children will go to school on the first day, they come back crying. And for the first month, they are crying. Because
Yeah.
as soon as they enter the classroom, we throw pen in their hands and
Mm,
pencil, and we expect them to start writing. Then the parents,
yeah.
because they don't want their children to cry anymore, they start grilling them at home to write. No
Mm,
way.
mm.
When when they are learning about plants, they are planting flowers, they are planting this, so that by
Yeah.
the time we do a plant reproduction, that child has already had enough experience. We
Yes.
need to get with the times. If we are
Yeah.
bringing our children here, then we need to come with them. We don't
Yes.
throw them and then decide we are still in Nigeria in our minds. No,
Mm,
we come here in our physical body and we come here in our minds.
mhm.
Haba! There's a YouTuber I've been following since the first video. I was one of her zero subs people. She was on Tochi's channel recently. Her name is Dinah. We call her Dynamite. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be her friends.
Yeah.
Dinah was in Saudi Arabia and she decided that her child needed what she felt was what she knew. She couldn't keep up with where she was. So she went
Mm.
back with them. She didn't throw them to say, yeah,
Can you go to the
go
lounge?
home. I will stay here. You go back to Nigeria. That is
Take it
so
down.
debilitating, guys. So she has gone back to Nigeria with them. In my heart, I thought she has gone to what she knows so that she can support them with what she knows. If she had continued staying in Saudi Arabia, she would have had to learn what they're teaching them there so that she can support them there.
Abigail.
Darling, is she trying to type something for the viewers?
Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
trying to tell them something? In Nigeria, we would drive her away, but we can't because over here, that's not how they behave. That's not how you have to support your children. You have to scaffold your children's learning because when they get, I'm an early years teacher. I was an early years teacher for so long before I moved to Key Stage 1 and now Key Stage 2. If there's one thing I will tell you guys, every morning we have carpet time. And in that carpet time, we're learning about how to interact. We call it communication and language. We're learning how to interact. And how do you learn how to interact? By talking about your home. You use what you know to get what you want. And on that carpet, one thing that breaks my heart the most is what African children say.
Mm,
My mother beat me last night. What did you
mm,
do? Because I didn't finish my food. Look, for us where we are coming from, I understand. We believe that the child must finish the food so that they don't worry us later. But I also understand from this point of view, you are giving the child the choice to know this food you are giving me, I am full. I can come back to it later. But right now, I cannot finish it. Those days, our parents will feed us and then they will touch our tummy. If it's not strong, yeah.
yeah.
And we had an African mom come into the class once. She said her child's tummy is so flat. Yes, your child's tummy is so flat because he's in a place where we support the child's personal reflection.
Mm,
have you had enough? I will encourage them. Do you want to have one more piece of tomato? Do you want to have one more piece of toast? The child says, no, I don't want to. Leave it. You will come back to it later. That is it. But at home, the child cannot say that. And they say it to us on the carpet. And as we are saying, as they are saying it, we are writing it down.
Mm. Yeah.
Because that is a safeguarding hazard.
The cause for concern.
Yes. Then we say, these people, social services, the fear of social services. If you understand where you have come, then social services will not be a problem for you. If you understand, that means as your child is going into school to learn, better wear your uniform too in your mind, because you too, you are here to learn. Because if you do not learn the system, then you cannot support them in the classroom. If you want them to do 1 to 1,000, don't send them back on their own to one auntie or uncle. You better pack your load and go with that child to the system you understand, to the system where you can support them. You cannot bring them here for a better life and then cause them emotional harm and stress. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
There will be that constant conflict in that child. Divine Eze say Nigerian parents are doing the most. Thank God our generation are changing this narrative. Not all, you'll be surprised. We are in the classroom. Mommy,
Mm.
how many, even in your senior school, do you not see Nigerian children who are still suffering emotional
Yeah.
trauma? I see mine in the early years. I see it a lot. I cannot hide it because I will be obstructing justice according to the laws of where we are. I have to write it down. I had one African mom come into the class after school. She came into my class. She was shouting, "You are supposed to be African. You are the one even exposing me. Darling, I will not lose my job because of you. I've told you so many times and I've tried to explain it to you because I know what you are thinking and I know what I'm supposed to do here. Please, madam, come with me. Let me hold your hand and I'll be showing you what you need to do because you need to come." In exposing a child on social media, telling the world that she did not pass GCSE, what do we hope to achieve? If she was on Orange all her life, did you not see? There's a reason why she has. They will not hide that from you. Your child is on Orange. If you go to parents teachers meeting, they will tell you. If you ask, they will tell you. They will not hide it from you. They will try to be diplomatic in the way they tell you, but they will tell you. If your child is constantly not, see, there's emerging, there's expected, so that means the child is at the expected level of the class. Then there's exceeding, and then there's gifted. That is, the child is even doing more than exceeding. A child counting 1 to 1,000 and doesn't know how to add, doesn't know that
Exactly.
300 and 700 will make that 7,000, that 1,000.
1,000.
100 and 900. I don't need to count it. I don't need to do any addition. I just need to use the idea of 1 and 9 making 10, 2 and 8 making 10, 7 and 3 making 10. So they don't leave that 10 until they've done everything that has to do with adding, subtracting, next door numbers. I'm a teacher. I know. If I'm telling you 9, and I say, what's the next door number to 9? You should be able to tell me. Don't just tell me 10. You tell me 10. You tell me 8. You tell me 19. Because on a chart where you have the number chart, 19 is next door. It's just down.
Mm-hmm.
What is up? Nothing. So there's nothing up because there's except the child is now gifted, he will now tell you -9. And
Mm.
once a child starts to see, he doesn't need to do calculus. He can see in his head that 8 is next door to 9, 10 is next door to 9, 19 is next door to 9. Those are the kind of things that you will come home. You ask them, what did you do in school today? The child will tell you nothing. I was playing because there's a way we teach them.
Yes.
Then you will go and jump on social media and be saying, "Oh, these people, they don't teach my children anything. The child just goes out to play."
To
And what
play.
babe,
Yeah.
my son is older, so I used him to learn. Darling, I'm sorry if you're watching this today. I used you to learn, but you made me a better mom because of this. He will go to school and he will come home. What did you do? Nothing. I played. Why? Because his teacher used what we call suwe in Nigeria. They
Mm.
hop. They hop. Okay, well done. Who hop two numbers from nine? He's doing subtraction. He doesn't need to write it down on paper for you to know that he's doing subtraction. Do two numbers back from nine. Do two numbers forward from nine.
Mm.
For goodness sake, people, we need to wake up. If we don't understand, schools always run seminars. They have coffee mornings. Don't think that coffee morning is just for you to go and drink coffee. No, coffee morning is for them to explain things to you. Mommy, please, did you not have coffee? If mommy couldn't go, her husband would have had to go.
Yeah.
It's a step by step, and they are building it up because when they start slowly. You think the children are playing. If you see what they do,
Yes. That is just. I just said one recently. I had to send the assignment on WhatsApp group for mathematics teacher to solve for me. Year three. So they are not playing, guys. They are not joking.
I will not lie to you. I had to sit down and chop small coconut. When I looked at it, and I thought, oh, see, that's me with my degree, my masters, my two masters, my PhD. I don't even talk about my PhD because do you know what? I don't even need it here because it's all about the applicable skills. But
Yeah.
with all my qualifications, I had to sit down and think, oh my God, oh, then I understood it. Then I put the answer. But it did not come like that. Oh. Meanwhile, I'm teaching year four. I'm teaching year four. So that means year three should be easy for me. It's more like logic, reasoning,
Yeah.
multiplication,
Mhm.
addition, pattern, the homework. I looked at the homework and I thought, but you have to understand the system. If not,
Yes.
you will not understand what they're doing. Please let's stop shaming our children over the curriculum. It is our own mistake for us not to know how to help our children. It is not up to them. They did not ask to come to these countries. They didn't. I can't remember ever asking my children, do you want to go to the UK? Do you want to go to America? In my head, I just felt I'm giving them a better life. So they came along because African children cannot say, no, mommy, I don't want to go. But a white child will tell you, no, I don't really want to go there. And they will tell you why.
Please, please, please.
They will tell you why. Mommy, I love your parents. Can they adopt me, please?
Oh Lord. Well, probably maybe was your mom wasn't a teacher, so probably because they are teachers, they understood better. Probably.
She was just of the opinion that, doctor, the second one, lawyer, the third one, engineer. He did physics engineering. My brother is a physics engineer. He now did software engineering. He's not doing that today.
Hmm.
He's not doing that today. He's not doing that today.
Someone says, can't wait for Jade to come and show her face on TikTok. Yeah, she's come. This is our first time going live on TikTok. We normally go live on YouTube. So we are still doing testing microphone here on TikTok. So yeah, we'll do more of live session on TikTok now. We'll do. If you're just joining us, you're welcome.
Yes, please. I remember in America, I felt like I was going to school all over again. In Venezuela, that was my first international posting. I was learning as the children were learning. Every day I'll make mistake, I'll go back, I'll cry, I'll say this thing will not conquer me. And instead I will conquer it. And I was using my son to learn, and I was using myself to learn. They put me on many, many action plan. My people, if they put you on action plan, it's because they want you, they are saying, oh yeah, we need you to go and do more CPDs. If I tell you how many action plan I've been in my 20 years of teaching abroad, you will laugh. You will wonder why I didn't give up. But I wanted to give my children a better life. And for me, this was the way to give them the better life. The day my son called me and said he has reached 200 level, second year at the university, and that excuse me, he said he had reached the second year in university and he wants to take a gap year. I was like, he won't a gap year. He said gap year means he needs to go and determine if he wants to continue with that course or if he doesn't want to go and continue with that course. Hey, I say hey. Then I now remember, okay, I'm not there. My default setting is in Africa, but my other setting is here. So the first reaction that came from me is, after we've paid for 2 years of university, hey,
Mm.
what is that? Can you go? People will say she has carried the children out of Nigeria, she has gone to spoil them. Because Nigeria, if you don't go to university, to be as if you are nothing. Do you know how many people go and study medicine and come out and be fashion designers and they are fantastic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bonner Boy was studying Tiwa.
Mm-hmm.
They were all studying finance, accounting. They came to the UK where their parents could not reach them. They dropped all those things and look at them today.
Mm.
If they were doing their accounting and they want 1,000, we will not know them. And we all know the impact they've had on Afrobeat and promoting Nigeria outside the country. Let us try to support our children. Maybe that blessing, she's good with computers. Maybe she's not good with writing IGCSEs.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents have come to TikTok to come and shame her. All the people in Europe that have come, if you see the big association, I can't remember the name because in my head I was like, oh my God, what is it? They formed a big association. They're trying to go and challenge the school that their children don't know anything.
Mm.
And is this 1 to 1,000? 1 to 1,000. The child was counting 1 to 1,000. I could write 1 to 1,000. If the child could conveniently write 1 to 1,000 in Nigeria and he had grounded knowledge, they will be able to write it when they come here.
Mm.
Mom say la cram, la poor, la
La
forget.
forget.
I will write it big on the back every time we have a video. La cram, la poor, la forget. That's what we know. We have to leave that. We have to leave that. We leave it behind. As we have entered that plane, we leave some things back. After all, when we come here, we don't see water leaf. We use their spinach. We
Yeah.
adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so come here, we adapt. If we can adapt with food, we should be able to adapt with the curriculum. Hey, my people, children are brilliant. They
Mm-hmm.
are brilliant. They just need support.
Yeah.
If the teacher calls you, come into school, please go.
Yeah.
If they send any messages home, read it. You are
Mm.
educating yourself as well. This is a this is a hot topic for me. This is a hot topic for me. Really hot. Australia. Australia. If you know the curriculum that they use in Australia, all of you will see those children, they don't know anything. But we are all running to their countries. We are all running to their countries. That means the system works for them. However, it works for them, it works for them. When we go back to Nigeria to try to change the curriculum there so that it is more applicable, so that Nigerian youth will stop waiting for government to come and give them food, that they will enter the farms, so that hunger will not kill people. In fact, I'm not even going to that council. There's so much to talk about to unpack on that.
Well, okay, guys. I hope with this few points of ours, let me talk like someone that is doing debates. Yeah, you should agree with me that why is this? How do we say it then? Oh Lord. I hope I have convinced you and not confused you that you should stop blaming your child. Oh, someone said I'm glowing. Winter is here. Always glow
Yes,
during.
oh. Yes, your skin just shines in winter.
Yeah. So
I think
guys, please.
it's the extra. lotion, moisturizing.
Yes, moisture. Yes, yes. Because during summer, I might even forget to moisturize.
Me too.
So, guys, please let's do better, especially as international people coming into different countries. Your culture is different. Let's just since you can adapt. I have adapted to so many
Yes.
things. Since you can adapt, those children can also adapt. And I want to erase this from your from your mind. They are not playing in school. They are teaching them. I'm a teacher. Janet is a teacher. I have a teacher here watching us. We have teachers that we've brought on our channel on YouTube. So you can follow us on YouTube. Janet is Diaspora Dudus. Hi, I'm Omowumi, and we are both licensed teachers. She's an international teacher. They are the oil money people. Oh Lord. So we've come to the end of today's live session. We do this every Sunday, but because of the workload, September is always busy for teachers. So Raya, you can testify to that. Always busy. We have a lot to do. So that's why we've not been on live for like 2 weeks now, but we are here today and we promise to be better. We don't promise every Sunday, but we promise to be better. So when the workload, excuse me, please, when the workload keep on getting better, like, excuse me, keep on getting softer and softer, we'll continue with our every Sunday live session. You can see there's one nursery child here disturbing me. I'm sure that's what you do to your teachers in school.
Yes. So I say I come home with glitter, kata.
Yes, please. Okay. She wants tissue. That's what she's disturbing me for.
Yes, sir.
And
Really,
you have to answer now. Why wouldn't you answer me? What are you doing?
yes. What's so important?
Oh, hello. Did she enter with QTS or without it? And we don't know what you're talking about.
I think he's asking if I entered with QTS. I didn't even have a teaching qualification.
Uh,
I didn't have teaching qualification.
Top-notch reporter. You have to go on our channels and then watch a few videos. Then you will know a lot about us. That is just it. Janet is an international teacher. She has taught in several countries. I am a licensed teacher in the United Kingdom. So go on our channels and then someone is saying hello, hello,
Hello.
and then you know a lot about us. Okay, TikTok people, I'll see you. YouTube,
They can't
thank you,
see me, but I'm
guys.
sending
We
you
love you.
hearts.
Janet is saying thank you. We love you guys. Trayo, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
What's my channel?
Diaspora Doodles, please.
Diaspora Doodles. I think. Guys, we are here serving it hot. If there's any teacher out there who wants to join us on a Sunday like this to talk about your experience, please just we'll create space for you. Maybe you'll be in the middle of. Oh yeah. We have another teacher, but she's so busy right now. We have several teachers actually.
Yeah. And let me just say this for TikTok people. We have a community on WhatsApp, Telegram, whereby we come together. We have teachers that came in through last recruitment window, US, Vietnam, the UK, at least I know of two.
UK, yeah, Honduras, Mexico.
Yeah,
We're
Cisco
all
people.
coming.
Yeah.
We're all holding our hands across the diaspora.
Yes. And we do mentorship. It's free. No, they collect money. It's free. As long as you can work with our time, that is
Yes,
fine. That is fine. So, guys, we'll see you next week. Hopefully, next week.
yes, please.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.